Hey lovely people out there, how are you all doing? This is your star guide Nikita and we are back with one more interesting video on our channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss the major transit of Rahu and Ketu taking place in this month of October 2023. As Rahu and Ketu stay in one sign for 1.5 years, that is 18 months of our life, this makes it very crucial as Rahu and Ketu being the karmic planets, or wherever Rahu and Ketu transit through our horoscope, they bring in some transformative events and a major shift in our life path. So stay tuned till the end as we are about to analyze and understand how this transit is going to impact you as per your ascendant and moon sign. If you want to take a professional consultation from me regarding your horoscope, then you can send an email to nikistarguide@gmail.com and all the details are given in the description section. So without any further ado, let's get started with our today's topic. Now, what is the meaning of Rahu's transit into the sign of Pisces? Rahu in Pisces is a revolutionary, rebellious, creative, free-flowing, eccentric, spiritual, out-of-the-box kind of energetic force that has got no boundaries. Rahu being the inventor, the obsessive energy, and the trendsetter when it merges with the Jupiterian sign of Pisces, which is the sign of salvation. It represents the outer world reality, that is the space which has got no boundaries again. So this is a combination that creates an energy that is somewhat similar to the Guru Chandal Yoga, which is known as the Jupiter-Rahu conjunction. This yoga stands for breaking the existing rules and forming the new ones, getting out of the box and into the unknown. Exploring the unknown would be the most crucial theme throughout humanity during this transit. Pisces is about foreign travel, losses, spirituality, our hidden desires, psyche, isolation. So one thing that is common between Rahu and the sign of Pisces is fantasy. Both represent doing what they love to do. So we can expect more new international laws to be formed during this transit. Some absurd events on an international front, people of various nations, ethnicities, and continents coming together for a cause or for a revolutionary event. Spirituality, meditation, meditation retreats, psychics, neurologists, neurosurgeons, artists, poets, spiritual gurus, foreign policy diplomats, yoga teachers, dancers, travel bloggers and travel vloggers of all kinds, and the occult practitioners of all kinds, such as healers, astrologers, or we can say psychologists, astronomers, scientists, and mainly software engineers will be in demand. The world will see a new shift in these areas, and we can expect more rise in development of various software applications, and more science missions and inventions are on horizon. On a personal level, Rahu in Pisces will make us restless, rebellious, and kind of living in our own zone and world of thoughts. Obsessing over something would be very common during this time, or people will be so much occupied in creating their own dream world into reality. Some dream of ours that was not lived yet, that would be in demand, or we would be wanting to live that dream out during this time. A risk-taking attitude, rather we'll see what happens next, but I'm surely going to do this, I'm surely going to take this shot, is going to be our attitude and perspective as well. People would want to break free of shell and experiment with their lives. One can put many things at stake just to live their deepest desires and dreams during Rahu's transit into the sign of Pisces. Now, what does Ketu's transit into the sign of Virgo represent? Ketu is the planet of detachment and isolation. It makes us reflect on our past events, on our past life as well. In certain scenario, Ketu is the planet known for holding the memories of our past life. In certain houses, while transiting, or over certain planetary combinations, it makes us pay back our karmic debt. Ketu stands for cutting the cords, the karmic entanglements. Rahu indicates the forward moving karma and events, whereas Ketu keeps a track of our past events. Hence, Ketu's transit brings people from the past in our lives so that we can settle down the karmic backlog with them. The same goes in terms of the events that we undergo in the areas of life represented or governed by Ketu in our natal chart, as well as in transit as well. The sign of Virgo is all about calculations, our everyday routine life, diseases, debt, healing, accountancy, small animals, pets, and unprivileged people. When Ketu transits the sign of Virgo, it's like a Mercury Ketu conjunction energy is being formed. Ketu stands for detachment, and the sign of Virgo is about service, celibacy, and perfection. Hence, we can expect more and more people to change their jobs, especially the ones who were always unhappy or dissatisfied with their career or their job. Will finally be able to gather the courage and take those bold and drastic steps to take this leap of faith and jump into the unknown. Some of us might break the chain of unhealthy patterns and habits, as Ketu represents cutting something, and Virgo is about routine life or our habits on day-to-day basis. On the other hand, what does Ketu can do is some of us can find themselves in this vicious cycle of never-ending patterns, which will lead to bringing in the much-needed awareness of what should be changed within ourselves and our lives. Worshipping Bhagwan Ganesha would be the best way to channel and understand the message that Ketu in Virgo is bringing to all of us. Expect more people to turn towards learning foreign languages, speaking and conversing in multiple languages. This is a great time for all the architects, fashion designer, people who work with details, creativity, or with numbers. People who bring the imagination into the reality, such as product designers, 3D printing, 3D model makers, healers, speech therapists, Reiki practitioners, sign language specialists, doctors, chiropractors, chartered accountants, veterinarians will see rise and transformation in their journey. On a personal level, people will be asked to focus on their underlying health issues, bringing change in their routine life, and becoming debt-free can be a major goal during this time. More news and limelight about the NGOs, pet shelters will be given during this time. Now let's try to understand the three principal framework to make the best of this transit. Number one on the list is to invent, introspect, and declutter. Rahu in Pisces will make us chase the unknown events, unknown people, unknown fears. So do not fear the unknown. The key is to not fear the unknown, but not even suddenly jumping into it. Take it slow. Think before you act. Rahu knows no boundaries. Hence, it's crucial to take charge over our senses. Rahu will prompt us to become more inventory and introspective of our lives. Understand the message of Rahu in Pisces. Understand the placement of Rahu in your chart and act accordingly. Do not let go of your natural tendencies or who you are to the core of your human existence while you chase your fantasy or your dream life. Yet, be ready to embrace the change, because that's all is Rahu in Pisces bringing towards us. A massive, massive shift in our psyche, in our thought process, and it getting manifested into the 3D reality. Declutter more often than ever before, because Ketu in Virgo is indicating towards the same, be it your space in the office or at your home or outside of your house. Welcome the fresh new energy by saying goodbye to what does not serve you, be it your habits, people, places, a job, or anything else. Number two on the list is to let go. Rahu in Pisces is all about living in fantasy or creating our world of thoughts, beliefs, ideas, and principles and not letting the world define what's right for us. Whereas Ketu in Virgo will bring more detachment in our day-to-day lives. If we don't embrace the service-oriented attitude or have a meaningful purpose, let it be a simple one, but if you don't do any action with a meaning behind it, or with a thoughtful purpose behind it, then this transit can be a little hard for you. Hence, be ready to let go of the control or let go of the need to have it all together during this transit. Try to strike a balance between chasing the wildest dreams and yet being okay with landing in the stars even when you aimed to land on the moon. That's the healthy way of managing one's self during this transit, I would say. Avoid extremism, understand when to quit. That is the key during this time. And you should also know when to keep going and for what. Number 3 on the list is to be present. Rahu in Pisces will take us into the unknown. So more of breaking rules, embracing the unknown, accepting the international trends ongoing, or relocating to other countries, or simply following our north instead of what society tells us. Whereas Ketu in Virgo will bring sudden breaks in our logical thought process, routine lives. So experimentation is indicated on both the sides, and that is the reason we got to be more present while living the present reality as we navigate these changes, these sudden breaks, or the deep craving and desire to do something out of the box. So taking calculated risks is favorable. When it comes to the fifth aspect of Rahu on the sign of Cancer sign, the fifth aspect of Rahu is all about spreading illusion, but also it indicates experimentation. We get all excited to experiment with the aspect of life where the fifth aspect of Rahu falls. There is a natural inclination towards researching and finding the lesser known facts about the aspect of life where the fifth aspect of Rahu falls in our chart, in transit, or even in natal placement as well. It also shows the need to learn something out of the box about those areas of life. Here, Rahu's fifth aspect will be on the emotional nurturing sign of Cancer, which is ruled by planet Moon. It also shows that our emotions are getting rendered with the touch of Rahu. So it will first of all make us experiment with our emotions, with our emotional well-being. We would deeply crave to bring some constructive change in our mental health, cognitive functions, and the way we deal with our family, our mother, and our emotions as well. The ninth aspect of Rahu carries the most rebellious, revolutionary, and expressive energies. So one would want to spread the out-of-the-box knowledge acquired into the areas of life that are represented by the house and sign where the ninth aspect of Rahu falls in our chart or in transit. So Scorpio is the sign of transformation, the areas of life which are considered to be a taboo. It's a hidden place, hence Rahu will push us to bring revolutionary changes into the areas of life where the sign of Scorpio falls in our chart. More people will go against the preset of rules and follow their gut instincts to bring massive changes and shifts into the 3D world. People will open up in front of the right ones and will not hesitate to share their secrets and how they cracked a certain code. So expect exploring more of the unknown facts and sharing it with the world. The fifth aspect of Ketu falls on the sign of Capricorn, and the fifth aspect of Ketu is all about doubting and detaching the trends, patterns that one has been following since ages. Ketu brings detachment, duality, and a sense of introspection into these aspects of life. Hence, reflecting on what's working for you and what could be changed in the areas of life that are represented by the house where the sign of Capricorn falls in your chart would be of great help. Ketu's effect getting on the sign of Capricorn also indicates that people would be doubting their career choices or Career aspect will be heavily influenced by Ketu, and which means that more people leaving their jobs, finding more suitable ones, or people will be in the zone of experimentation regarding their career as well. When it comes to the ninth aspect of Ketu, it will fall onto the sign of Taurus. And the ninth aspect of Ketu is all about letting go of the ultimate desire to achieve the result, the much needed result, and the deep desire to control, and we must surrender to the ultimate result. We have to introspect and to enlighten ourselves by getting rid of the confusions in the areas of life that are represented by the house and sign where the ninth aspect of Ketu falls in our chart. Here, the ninth aspect of Ketu would make us aware of the need to control or hold on to the assets that we have, to the values that we carry. More awareness while we speak and making more mindful decisions regarding our family life or our wealth assets, or reflecting on our values, managing our wealth assets in a better manner, speaking in a better manner is necessary. For the Aries Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of your 11th house, that is the sign of Aquarius, and Rahu is now going to transit through the 12th house of your horoscope in the sign of Pisces. Whereas Ketu co-rules the 8th house of your horoscope, that is the sign of Scorpio, and Ketu will now be transiting through the 6th house of your horoscope through the sign of Virgo. So this is the 12th and 6th house axis getting formed because of Rahu Ketu's transit in your horoscope in transit. So this is definitely a time period when there will be high expenditure. Your career will be at the highlight during this time because Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, is also transiting through the 11th house, and the co-ruler of your 11th house sign of Aquarius, that is Rahu, is transiting through the 12th house. So finances and career are going to be a major highlight during this time. There can be sudden breaks in your career, or not your career, but in your job. You want to experiment with your job. You want to get rid of the routine life, the mundane life, and you want to try something different. For that, you want to take up the risk of getting relocated to a different place to try out a different job altogether. Or you are heavily into investing for your future. You want to invest your money somewhere where you are being promised of higher stake of money, a big chunk of money after a few years of time. So all these decisions should be made in a wiser manner because Rahu in 12th house will make you want to experiment with your life. There will be vivid dreams. There will be extreme notions of wanting the change in a big manner. So donating to animal shelters or being of service to the pet animals or abundant animals or the unprivileged ones will also help you in taming down the negative energies up to a certain extent of this transit. All right, so if you become a part of an NGO, if you get associated with one animal shelter, or you can also be interested in traveling abroad, a lot of money will be spent on traveling, a lot of money will be spent on investing, but just make sure that all the schemes that you are investing into are ethically correct. Rahu in 12th house also indicates that you want to live your dream life. You don't want to live the routine mundane life. As Ketu is also in the 6th house, you are being called to take good care of your routine life. There can be certain changes and certain health implications that can come up to the surface, which will demand for your attention and permanent changes in your lifestyle as well. So this is how you can make the best of this transit, and make sure to stay connected with your spirit, with your spiritual practices. If you are not into it, then it's time to get into one. For the Taurus Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the 10th house of the sign of Aquarius in your natal chart, and Rahu will now be transiting through the 11th house through the sign of Pisces in your chart. whereas Ketu, being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, that is the 7th house of your horoscope, now Ketu will be transiting through the 5th house through the sign of Virgo. So this is certainly a time period for all the Taurus natives to focus on their career, on their finances, on expanding their network circle. If you were willing to launch that business, if you're willing to expand your network circle, if you wanted to be a part of a service-oriented business, then this is the crucial time period for you all, when you can expect good gains from foreign resources, from people of different ethnicities, from people living at a long distance from you. All right, so the Rahu Ketu axis is being formed in the 11th and 5th house of your natal chart. This also indicates that a lot of focus is being shifted towards the income, the friends that you mingle with, the corporate connections that you have made, and your personal interest and hobbies and your progeny as well. If you're willing to try for progeny, this time period will put a limelight onto that topic. You will be much more concerned about it, or you will be trying to eliminate anything that comes in your way which is stopping you from having children. Because Ketu is what? Ketu is elimination. Ketu is cutting cords with something that is unhealthy. All right, so a lot of introspection is needed in the 5th house matters, which is what? So 5th house is about your heart. It's about your heart-centric desires that you have for your life, for your loved ones, for yourself as well. So be in introspective mode about these things. There might be periods or chances where you have to take good care of your children, if you have one, or if you are wanting to grow your finances, then make sure that you are not getting into wrong hands, or you're not landing your money into the wrong hands during this time. Rahu into 11th house, being the 10th house co-ruler, also indicates that expect a lot of expansion in your career front, and there can be good gains if you work with people of different ethnicity and people living at a long distance from you. This also indicates that social media related work, or any work that deals with transportation, import, export, or a website related work can be of great help during this time. You have to be original in your ideas. You have to invent your own concept. So focus on conceptualization, be it about your career, be it about your personal life, and take good care of your health as well. For the Gemini Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the 9th house of the sign of Aquarius in your chart, and Rahu will now be transiting through the 10th house through the sign of Pisces in your chart, whereas Ketu is the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, which is your 6th house of horoscope, and Ketu is now all set to transit through the 4th house of your horoscope. So the 4th and 10th house axis is being formed over here for all the Gemini natives with this Rahu Ketu transit in the year 2023, which indicates that the major shift, major transformative journey that you're about to undertake is going to be about your home front and about your career. So when the Ketu transits through the 4th house of horoscope, this is a time of 18 months when you should be reflecting and introspecting about what brings you peace of mind and what doesn't bring you peace of mind. You have to let go of it. You have to let go of certain things from your life. You might have to get relocated for your work, or you might be concerned about your mother's health, or you might be concerned about your own mental well-being during this time. There will be much more focus being put on your career front, which can take a toll on your mental well-being if you are ignoring it for longest time. So take good care of your health, take some time out from your busy schedule, from your hectic work schedule, and give that time to your family. Be service-oriented towards your mother, towards your family. Act of service should be your love language for the next 18 months of your life. So try to imbibe all these qualities in your personality, and the more you serve your loved ones, the more you serve your highest potential, the more you serve your well-being, your mental health, the better this transit will prove to be for you. With Rahu coming in your 10th house of horoscope, this is putting major focus on your career. If you work in media industry, if you are working as an artist or in some kind of career which demands creativity, limelight, artistic skills, imagination, research, or if you are dealing with softwares, if you are in IT industry, this is going to be a crucial period for you in a positive way. You can excel in your career during this time, but it can come up with a compensation of you getting relocated away from your family, or you not being able to give yourself some time or your loved ones the much needed time. So take things easy, know where to take pause, know where to draw boundaries when it comes to taking care of your loved ones and of your mental health as well. This is a great time period to form new connections, to experiment with your career, and you will find joy in working, all right, during this time. So you will also be focused on your relationship with your father, with your authorities, and make sure to maintain a good relation with these people during these 18 months. For the Cancer Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of your 8th house of horoscope, that is the sign of Aquarius, and now Rahu is all set to enter into your 9th house, that is the sign of Pisces. Whereas Ketu being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, which is your 5th house of horoscope, and Ketu is all set to transit through the 3rd house of your horoscope, which is the sign of Virgo. So now for the Cancer natives, the axis of Rahu Ketu is being formed in the 9th and 3rd house axis in your horoscope. This indicates that you are about to embark on an adventurous journey. Whenever Rahu transits through the 9th house, the whole focus gets shifted onto experimenting with your life, with your belief system. It's time to get rid of the old ways of making things work and trying out a different pathway altogether. Because 9th house is about our set of beliefs, our set of religious principles, morals, or the way we look at the world. All right, because 9th house stands for our religious and cultural belief system. So this is the year, these are the years when you will actually experiment with all these aspects of your life. A lot of major focus will be put on your relationship with father. There can be certain sudden travels with your father, or your father can also get relocated for work purpose. If at all there are chances indicated in your horoscope and in your father's horoscope at the same time. If you are searching for a guru, or if you want to find a guru for yourself, then this is the correct time period when you can find a guru who lives at a faraway place from you, or you can travel at a distance to meet your guru, to meet your bosses as well. Your work can take you towards different places during this time. This also shows to me that you will be concerned about your father's health up to a certain extent, or you can also be concerned about your younger siblings' life as well, or the education of your younger ones, or the education of your children as well. This is also a time period when you will be learning something online. You will be learning multiple courses at the same time, all right? And there will be a need of getting rid of the old ways of making things work and adapting to the new ways of working. So which means that if you were a diary person, you were always used to work with your pen and diary, then this time period will ask you to work with a software, to work with an application for better usage or better work experience. So this is certainly a time period when expect changes in your friendship, in your network circle. There might be certain events happening around your neighborhood which might push you to change your neighborhood or change the neighbor, and you might get a new neighbor during this time. So keep studying and keep evolving during this time. Do not stay stagnant, and that's how you can make the best of this time period. For the Leo ascendant and moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the sign of Aquarius, that is your 7th house of horoscope. And now Rahu is all set to transit through the 8th house of your horoscope in the sign of Pisces. Whereas Ketu being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, that is your 4th house of horoscope, and now Ketu is all set to transit through the 2nd house of your horoscope in the sign of Virgo. So for the Leo ascendant and moon sign natives, the transit of Rahu Ketu is taking place in the 2nd and 8th house of your horoscope, which means that the 2nd and 8th house axis is being highly activated, and it's going to be the highlight or the focal point of your life, and which is going to bring in major transformation and shifts in your life during these 18 months. So now when the Rahu comes into the 8th house, being the 7th house co-ruler, this indicates to me that you are about to experience some major spiritual realizations. You are going to be heavily involved in astrological practices, in learning Reiki, in learning self-healing methodologies, or you're going to be focused on exploring some kind of hidden knowledge that makes you powerful as a human being from inside. All right. So whenever Rahu is in the 8th house, this talks very less about the materialistic front. You can earn from hidden ways. You can earn through websites. You can earn from, international clients. But this mainly talks about you having that hidden agenda or hidden deep desire to become a wiser and much more knowledgeable human being. So expect yourself learning a lot through unknown sources. You will have the sudden realization of, I know something from the past life, and then one day you suddenly read it and your brains grasp it very easily. All right, so expect much more attention towards such things, unknown, and expect a lot more expenditure on unknown factors in your life. Because whenever Ketu comes into the 2nd house, especially in your case, it is the co-ruler of the sign of the 4th house of your horoscope. So you can be spending a lot of money on investments. You will be spending a lot of money, especially on health concerns of yourself and of your family members as well. All right. So at first, this Ketu in 2nd house will make you change your diet. There can be certain dental problems that you can be facing. If you have any, then get it cured as soon as possible. All right. You can be talking something which can get you into trouble. So at first, this Ketu will make you be less aware about your speech, be less aware about your expenditure, and then later on in life, you understand how to wisely use your resources and your time and your energy as well. If you are married, if you are willing to get married, or if you are living with a family, then this time period will make you go through some major shifts and transformations. So take it positively and look for the brighter and best possible solution at all cost. For the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of your 6th house of horoscope, that is the sign of Aquarius. And Rahu is all set to transit through the 7th house of your horoscope, that is the sign of Pisces. Whereas Ketu is the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, which is your 3rd house of horoscope. And now Ketu is all set to transit through the 1st house of your horoscope, that is the sign of Virgo. So for all the Virgo ascendant and moon sign natives, this is a very crucial time period of 18 months in your life when Rahu and Ketu are transiting through your 1st and 7th house axis. This is definitely a life-changing time for you all. There will be a major shift and transformation in your perspective towards life, about relationship, about partnerships. If you are in business, then this indicates to me that you will be involved in business with people living at a faraway place from yours, or you can travel at a faraway place to a foreign location for business purpose or for your job purpose as well. Or it can also show that you are concerned about the health of your spouse or the health of your business partner during this time. Rahu is the co-ruler of your 6th house. So there will be certain differences between you and your spouse or your business partners over the topics related to travel or how far one has to travel for their job purpose, or you traveling at a long place can bring certain differences of opinion with your spouse during this time. If you're willing to get married, or if you're wanting to get into some kind of business partnership, then this time period is perfect for the same, and you can find a suitable match for yourself in terms of partnership at a faraway place. So traveling often is the key during this time. Also, Ketu being in ascendant or over your moon indicates to me that you might be concerned about your mother's health, or there might be certain breaks in your mother's career during this time if you have moon in Virgo. All right, or there might be sudden breaks in your career or in your job for your health purpose. So take good care of your health. Do not neglect your health. Do not neglect your mental well-being. Do not neglect your mother's well-being as well during this time. This also indicates to me that you are letting go of certain karmic baggage from the past during this time, because Virgo is a sign of our past life debt, and Ketu being the ruler or indicator of our past life karma. This is a perfect time period to realize your mistakes, to ask for forgiveness from your near and dear ones, to forgive yourself, to change your attitude towards something, to inculcate better habits, and to lead a good, healthy, happy lifestyle. So you have to be strict with yourself during this time, and you have to have good control over your senses. That's how you can make the best of this time period. For the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the sign of Aquarius, that is your 5th house of horoscope, and now Rahu is all set to transit through the 6th house of your horoscope, that is the sign of Pisces. Whereas Ketu being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, which is the 2nd house of your horoscope, and now Ketu is all set to transit through the sign of Virgo through your 12th house of horoscope. So for all the Libra ascendant and moon sign natives, the Rahu Ketu axis is being formed in the 6th and the 12th house in your natal chart, which means that Rahu is comfortable in the 6th house of horoscope, but it is in the sign of Pisces. 6th house stands for our past life karmas, our prarabdha karma, and Pisces is a sign of salvation. Pisces is a sign of surrendering to something that is higher than yourself, getting devoted to something. So this is a clear indication that you have to devote your energies, your time, your resources to something that is higher than yourself. So make sure that you are devoting your time, your energy, your resources for a noble cause. Be selective about it. You can donate to the animal shelters, you can donate to spiritual organizations, you can get associated with an NGO, but make sure that they are all ethically and morally correct as per your guidelines, as per your belief system. All right. This Rahu in 6th house will also make you want to be devoted towards certain ambition, certain desire of yours, which can be considered as a taboo to the world, or you might get relocated, you might travel to a far away place to fulfill your long-term dream of yours. Rahu in 6th house in the sign of Pisces also indicate that you can be concerned about your child's health, and Ketu in the 12th house indicates that there will be major shifts in your familial sphere of life. There will be major transformations in your dietary pattern as well. So you taking good care of your wealth and resources, you investing it in a right manner, you spending it for the right reasons, and also you following a strict and healthy diet in accordance with your health will prove to be helpful during this time. Ketu being in the 12th house, you have to be taking good care while driving any vehicle. You have to take good care while traveling to a faraway place, and you have to take a note of your dreams. All right, so there can be certain messages that you will be receiving from your dreams. So maintain a journal and practicing some kind of spiritual practices, incorporating some kind of meditation practices, doing yoga, doing some form of physical exercise regularly will help you gain the best of this transit. For the Scorpio Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the sign of Aquarius, that is your 4th house of horoscope, and now Rahu is all set to transit through the 5th house of your horoscope, that is the sign of Pisces. Whereas Ketu is the co-ruler of the 1st house of your horoscope, that is the sign of Scorpio, and now Ketu is all set to transit through the 11th house of your horoscope through the sign of Virgo. So now for the Scorpio Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the Rahu Ketu axis is being formed in the 5th and the 11th house of your horoscope, which indicates that major focus is now being put on the areas of life which are related to your progeny, a creative project, or your hobbies, your interest, your finances, and your network circle at your career front. So if you are having any disputes regarding some financial crisis or some financial fraud, or if you're having any disputes with your friends, your network circle, then this time period of 18 months can actually provide you with some solutions and concrete steps after certain amount of time and suffering. You are actually going to let go of a lot of karmic debts related to the 11th house matters, which is what? So if you're willing to expand your income, if you're willing to have multiple sources of income, or if you want to generate a hidden source of income for yourself as a side hustle, then this time period is crucial and important for the same thing. Here, having Ketu in the 11th house also indicates that you can be concerned about your relationship with your elder sibling, or there can be certain issues in terms of job or career front, or in terms of finances about your elder sibling. With Rahu in the 5th house, this is the time period when you will be wanting to expand that creative horizon, that creative interest of yours. If you are thinking of pursuing any course which helps you to bring your creative ideas into reality, then it's a green signal. It's a must to go for during this period. Rahu in the 5th house also indicates that a major focus is being put on your romantic life in terms of your progeny as well. So expect your children to have and develop creative interest during this time. You can be traveling with your children more often during this time than ever before. Or if you are a student, then this time period can bring in a lot of transformation and a shift in your educational journey. So you have to stay focused. You shouldn't be getting deviated towards something which can actually prove not so helpful in your educational journey. With Rahu in the 5th house and Ketu in the 11th house, this is also a major time period to understand who is actually yours, who is your truest of friends, and who isn't. And this is also a time period to focus more on creatively enhancing your lifestyle, enhancing your journey of this life. For the Sagittarius Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the sign of Aquarius, which is your 3rd house of horoscope, and now Rahu is all set to transit through the 4th house of your horoscope in the sign of Pisces. Whereas Ketu being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, that is your 12th house of horoscope, and now Ketu is all set to transit through the 10th house of your horoscope in the sign of Virgo. So now for all the Sagittarius Ascendant and Moon sign natives, the Rahu Ketu transit is taking place in the 4th and 10th house axis of your horoscope, which means that whenever Rahu Ketu transits through the Kendra houses of your horoscope, that is the quadrant houses 1, 4, 7 and 10th house of your horoscope, this is a crucial time period which can bring in major change, transformations and concrete results into the 3D reality. When Rahu comes into the 4th house of horoscope, expect more of you being inclusive of different tendencies, different foreign ethnicities, different principles which are foreign to you. So you are going to be wanting to expand your home. You are going to be wanting to expand your mental horizon. You're going to be experimenting with what brings peace of mind to you. All right, if you are planning to buy a property, if you are planning to move into a new house, if you are planning to decorate your house, then this time period can prove to be a crucial one for you. Take mindful decisions around these matters. If you are concerned about your mother's health, or if you're concerned about your mental well-being, then this time period will make you get introduced to certain spiritual practices, or online sessions like therapy or Reiki healing or crystal healing, or you can get introduced to certain practices which were unknown to you till now, and now suddenly they are going to become an integral part of your personality and life, without which you will feel empty, you will feel confused about life. All right, so Ketu coming to the 10th house, being the 12th house co-ruler, also indicates that there can be certain changes in your job. You might want to shift to a different job, you might want to get relocated, or you might want to work from home more than often than any time before during this time. With having Ketu in the 10th house, this is a great time period to sharpen your skills, to let go of your old habits and ways of working which were not serving for your highest good. Avoid getting into fights or conflicts with your authorities and bosses, and try to focus on being service oriented in whatever work and career field you are into. If you are someone who was seeking change in the career front, then this time period can help you attain the same. If you were willing to set up an office-based business, then this time period can also prove to be helpful for you. This is also a time period when your sibling can get relocated. So these things can be of focus during this time. For the Capricorn Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the sign of Aquarius, which is your second house of horoscope, and now Rahu is all set to transit through the third house of your horoscope through the sign of Pisces. Ketu being the co-ruler of the 11th house of the sign of Scorpio, Ketu is all set to transit through the 9th house of your horoscope in the sign of Virgo. So for all the Capricorn Ascendant and Moon sign natives, Rahu Ketu axis, this transit is being formed, is taking place in your 3rd and 9th house axis, which means that you are going to be wanting to experiment a lot more in your life, in terms of your personality, in terms of habits, in terms of your interest, and you're going to be traveling more often to faraway places, at the same time to the nearby locations like intercity or interstate travel is indicated for all the Capricorn natives. You will be in the zone of learning, in the zone of getting involved in some kind of creative hobby of yours. Maybe you always wanted to pursue that class, you always wanted to take up that course, you always wanted to post it on social media. This is the year when you will be doing the same. You will be finding your tribe, you will be finding your new set of friends, you will be making connections, you will be more talkative, you will be more eccentric while talking, you will be more demanding about your creative interest, and you will be upfront about it in terms of dealing with other people. It also shows to me that there can be major events taking place in your sibling's life. Your sibling can get relocated, your sibling can get enrolled in a creative course, or in a university which they always wanted to get into. This also shows to me that Ketu being in the 9th house, this is a time period when you will be cutting cords with your older belief systems, with your there can be certain issues coming up with your father, or there can be certain issues in terms of your father's income, if at all he is working. This is also a time period when you can be experimenting with your belief system. You can take up that road that is less traveled. So get ready to walk on an adventurous pathway. You will be listening to more podcasts, you will be attending more seminars, and this is also a time period when you should be learning something new. All right, so talk purposefully, talk mindfully, communicate wisely, and Try to share your information. Try to share what you are good at. Don't just hold it inside. Share it with the world. And that's how you can actually make the best of this transit, by being a learner. For the Aquarius ascendant and moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the sign of Aquarius, which is the first house of your horoscope, and Ketu, being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, is now going to transit through the 8th house of your horoscope through the sign of Virgo. So for all the Aquarius ascendant and moon sign natives, the transit of Rahu and Ketu is happening in your 2nd and 8th house axis of your horoscope, which means that Rahu is the co-ruler of your mind or of your personality, that is your moon or ascendant sign, and now it will be transiting to the 2nd house. So expect big shifts and transformations in your facial features, in the way you eat, in the way you look at food. So what does food mean to you? What does your wealth assets mean to you? How do you want to handle your wealth assets? How do you want to deal with your familial life? Or how do you want to speak and converse with other people? How you want to deliver your message to others is going to be changing during this time. All right. So expect certain sudden illnesses coming to the front, in terms of your dental care, or in terms of your familial well-being, or in terms of your wealth assets. So there can be certain concerns around your wealth assets, around your personality. People will find you to be more mysterious than ever before. Your speech pattern will change. You will be talking about more esoteric topics, and people will find that very different and unusual than before. Having Rahu in the 2nd house also indicates that you want to heavily expand your wealth assets. You want to invest in foreign trades. You want to invest in land and properties, or you are also going to be dealing with some matters that are related to inheritance. Having Ketu in the 8th house, this is a time period when at first you will not be able to pinpoint what is keeping you stuck at life. And once you do realize that this is what it is that is keeping me stuck, or bringing unnecessary stillness, where I want more free-flowing energy in my life, in my personality, then also it will take a lot more energy, time and resources and devoted act of service from your side to be able to undo certain things, undo certain pending karmas, and change certain habits in your personality. So Ketu in 8th house also indicate that there can be sudden expenditure for health matters, or sudden concerns that can pop up out of nowhere, and then you have to deal with it in terms of moving ahead in life. So make sure to take good care of your health, take good care of your personality. Saturn is over your ascendant or over your moon sign, so there are a lot of responsibilities that you will be handling, and you have to be taking good care of your personal hygiene, of your intimacy habits, and your health as well. For the Pisces ascendant and moon sign natives, Rahu is the co-ruler of the sign of Aquarius, that is your 12th house of horoscope, and now Rahu is all set to transit through the 1st house of your horoscope through the sign of Pisces. And Ketu, being the co-ruler of the sign of Scorpio, that is your 9th house of horoscope, and now Ketu is all set to transit through the 7th house of your horoscope through the sign of Virgo. So whenever Rahu Ketu transit takes place through the quadrant houses or the Kendra houses of your chart, know that this is a major transformative and shifting or shape-shifting time period of your life. So for the Pisces ascendant and moon sign natives, this is especially a crucial time period and a significant one, because Rahu is coming over your Lagna or your ascendant or over your moon sign. So whenever Rahu comes over the Lagna or moon sign, this is a time period when you will be changing your appearance. Suppose you always wanted to get that hair color done, then this is the time period when you will actually be going for the one. You will actually be opting for changing your wardrobe, changing your personality. Your attitude change will be seen, heard, and noticed, and majorly witnessed by those around you. You can experience a change in your attitude in terms of more boldness. You will be more assertive. You will be more direct and clear about what you want in life. You will be chasing your dreams and goals like anything, like never before. You will be wanting to be living in your own dream world. With having Ketu in the 7th house of horoscope, this is a time period when you can be concerned about your father's health, or if you are into business, or if you are father into a business, then this time period indicates that your father can be traveling a lot more often, or you can be traveling away from your family, away from your father, or you can be traveling for your business purpose as well. So this time period also indicates that there can be fated relationship taking place in your life. If you are willing to get married, if you are willing to end a marriage, or if you are willing to end a certain pattern which is keeping you away or keeping you stuck in a situation which you don't want to be in, then this time period can bring in some positive solutions, some concrete changes and events in your life which are fated. With Rahu Ketu transit happening in your 1st and 7th house axis, this is also a time period when you should be mindful while dealing with other people. Understand other people's mentality, because Rahu coming over your Lagna or moon sign indicates that you are now going to be solely focused on your own needs, wants, desires, and you want things to happen in your way. So by having a service oriented attitude towards your business, towards other people, towards dealing with other people, will be of great help during this time. And that's how you can make the best of this time period. Those of you who are looking to get relocated, those of you who are wanting to apply for foreign visa policies, or you are wanting to go abroad, then this is a perfect time to do so.